The rear end's quiet. These damn tires.
Them tires. Some tires. Welcome everybody. Let's get this all popped out. Popping out. Let's see here. All right. Got the screen. What up, Tom? Just spoke to you today on the phone. Gonna get him hooked up. We have gonna be getting our hands on SNS's revised disaster kit. I'm excited to see that firsthand. Skidoo, what up? Hunt, my man. Hello. The title, we're going to talk about that. A good part. I made a short today talking about it, and last week kind of reiterating what we're going to talk about. I had, what's up, Brian? I had Zeekster. What up? What up? I had watched on YouTube it was a CBC, kind of like a behind the scenes. They did kind of like some hidden cameras, and people were mic'd up and stuff about getting what you pay for. And what's up, Roger? And going into shops and people performance services. And I know Ford Boss and, you know, Cody, we've all been around, you know, the quick lube, quick fast lane, cell type atmosphere where, you know, you bring your vehicle in for an oil change, and, you know, I've seen it a bunch of times where, you know, you hear somebody talking and you overhear them and they're like, you know, I brought my car for oil change and they came back and said, I need this. That's why I hate going to, like, come on. So you buy it, right? And you're getting a bunch of stuff done. You got that placebo effect going, and you're going to be, you know, I got this is going to be new, this is going to be new, this is going to be new, this is going to be new. Oh, and I'm getting a brake job. So the question comes, do you really get what you pay for? Are they doing quality work? Are they even doing the repair? Are they actually doing what they said they're doing? If they're doing a transfer case drain and fill, did they actually do it? Or did they do your induction service cleaner? I mean, there really not be a way for you to tell as the consumer unless you had like before and after pictures or whatnot. But you know, there's been instances where I've heard in the field where that kind of stuff has happened, and predominantly the video that I was referring to, it was a CBC behind the scenes. They went to a bunch of auto repair stores and were kind of you know, seeing if they were going to get taken advantage of, and you can really see. You guys watch it. It was like 15, 20, you know, yeah, like 15, 20 minutes. It was interesting, and it made me think. You know, being you know, in a dealership setting, how many consumers out there who go to mom and pop stores or go to dealerships like Ford Bosses and myself and CP, like, do you guys ever go home and look to see if the tires ever been rotated, or do you mark the tires and see if they really did get rotated, or whatever your little odds and ends are going to be? It's just kind of something as a person who's going to be taking the vehicle into some place to have a peace of mind. It's not something you should worry about. You know, is my services actually getting done? Kind of a shitty situation, obviously, but
what do you think? Let me ask this. Let's talk about like oil changes. Do you think there is a lot of profit in just oil changes by themselves for the dealerships, or is it something to get customers in the door?
I know our diesel changes were not profitable. We were doing them when I was there for $69.95. for a regular diesel oil change.
They
It's good.
180 now.
Bartow, I believe, is 79.95 or 89.95.
So
just-
you get the
they just-
vehicle in,
That's
you're
crazy.
doing an oil change, and now the vehicle's in the lift, and you're looking underneath, and
Yep,
find
you're
out
upselling.
But then again, I mean, it's upselling, but how much of it is, something that the client needs? Like, hey, your front end's loose, or hey, you have a leak, or how much of it is like actually just straight up an upsell?
I mostly sold ball joints and stuff like that. Main reason I had a
Yeah.
ball joint, main reason I bought a snap-on ball joint press because I was using it enough to justify it.
Fred's
Even
got
down
a
here in
good-
Florida.
Fred's got a good question. So there's a couple of different ways you do services in a dealership setting. Maybe not a dealership, but in a auto repair facility. There are machines that you can hook up to the vehicle and do a trans service. So it would be the machine, you'd unhook a trans line, hook that line to the machine, and then hook the other end of the machine to the part of the line that you took off. So the machine's in line with everything. And that's how you do your transmission service. Or you can do a drain and fill where you drain out transmission as much as you can, i.e. you remove the pan, remove the filter, remove any external filter, drain a cooler. So he says, I want to know how everyone does a diff service. My dealer would push the flush using machine, but it never got everything out. I disagree with that and would pull the covers for my own good. Who does that? Who uses a machine? Who uses the old method of just taking the cover off? Now, if you're going to fill these things back up, I just had to fill my first time ever having a 1962 F250 with a 6R100. And it did not have a dipstick tube. So I had to do a transmission service, and I had to drain the pan, take the filter down, cleaned everything up, put everything back up, but had to fill it using a suction pumper device to get that Mercon LV up into that fill port, which is a real bummer. That kind of, I think, out of a handful of gripes that I think a lot of people have, one either about the Super Duty or the 10R 140, is why did you get rid of the dipstick tube? I don't care if this thing is serviced for a life, 100,000. I don't care. Why don't you have a dipstick tube? You can check everything else. I mean, a transfer case, fine. You want to do your diff? Fine. I don't want to have to do that around hot exhaust and underneath a vehicle where some guys aren't going to be accessible to do that. What happened was just an old-fashioned funnel, fill it through the dipstick tube, and then go around, drive it, check it, do your little maneuvers, whatever you got to do. I think that's a real pain in the butt, not having a dipstick tube to check our 10R 140s. Kind of a bummer, but nothing you're really going to do. I suppose you could try to retrofit something and make it work, but I wouldn't advise of that as of right now.
It's just, I mean, I bet they save a ton of money not making dipstick tubes.
I know, but that so sucks, man.
I know.
I forgot my.
Let me
It's
ask
not
you guys
charging.
this. I wish Ford Boss was here. You must have got disconnected. But on the topic of maintenance at a dealership, what is the proper procedure to tighten the oil filter, and is it different for a diesel versus a gas?
Oh, we can discuss that right now. 21 F350, go. Workshop manual.
So my thought process, like back in the day when I was younger, it was always like, hey, young man, that oil filter should be hand tight. That's it. So you guys, let me know what you guys think.
Good snuggy wuggy. I'm not busting out the torque wrench to torque, although I have
Give me screen sharing.
350.
People are gonna lose their mind.
Oh, dude, I'm so curious.
Let me go to the Zoom.
You're gonna
We're
lose your
there.
mind.
Or boss,
there.
where are you?
We
Or
there.
boss, come back.
Share. So here is the specification for a 6.2. Right there. Lubricate filter, stage 1, stage 2.
44 inch pounds and then 180 degrees.
Okay. Okay, so you don't need an oil filter wrench, but technically speaking, you need a torque wrench.
Technically.
I guess
44
you'd
inch
have to
pounds.
torque it to 44 inch pounds a bunch of times and learn that feel.
I'm curious
Look
what a
up-
6.7.
I was just gonna say, look up a 6.7. I want to see what that one actually is.
So while you're looking that up, I know when I was like whenever I was working on semi trucks, cat motors, or machines, they always were like hand tight and then turn it with a wrench. Like give it that 180, tighten it with a hand and then a couple pulls with a wrench. Every 3/4 turn. That one said 180.
Of course, they don't
Brian
have it for the
Richards.
6.7.
They don't
Subitech.
have one?
Make a video
they
of what
do?
they recommend while
Don't.
they have it, and you
They
select
don't.
decline.
No kidding.
Here's the
What they review, a link
7.3.
they send.
44
They sent you a
inch
video that was.
pounds.
Oh wow, interesting. I like that.
Okay,
180.
I like that.
let's try something else.
Well, the reason I bring this up is because on my 3.5 EcoBoost I had before I got the Super Duty right now,
How many finger pounds?
I got an oil leak, and I'm like probing around looking for this oil leak. Turns
The
out
old
the
way
oil
was
filter,
right. Hand tight.
the oil filter was just loose. Like whoever, I took it to the dealer and had the oil changed, and then like halfway through the oil cycle, the oil filter was just dripping, and I just had to tighten it up. So obviously they must have just hand tightened it.
We'll figure it out. It's got to be in here somewhere.
It's come on.
Can't believe they don't have a draining procedure for the 6.7.
It's got to be in here. Now,
If
I
not, we
know
can report a problem.
some oil filters have it written on the oil filter.
Not those ones.
Not Motorcrafts.
Not the motocross. See, they still haven't put the filter on yet.
So my buddy has a Subaru. He was just in the comments. He says that you go when you take it in for service, they send you a link and you select and deselect what you want to get done, and then they send you a video of what has been done. He actually sent me a link. Let me see. Okay, inspection video. Oh wow, pricing estimate complete. Oh, okay.
They send them a video.
That's what
Okay,
I'm looking
here's the
at.
6.7.
Your video inspection.
Here's the 6.7.
Oh, a video inspection. Okay.
Oh wow. Oh, interesting. This is a Subaru technician right now. Let's listen.
Fog lamp bulb is out there. You can see that
You
one's
guys
on.
can hear this.
And then also this eyebrow light bulb right here. You can see that it's not working compared to this one.
So is it a YouTube link or how do they
Just
share
get
that
those two
link?
replaced. Other than that,
I'm not
belt's
sure.
looking good. Battery's got a good
That's
amount
genius.
of corrosion on it. I would suggest
I
getting a battery
know.
service done. Brake fluid's at the right level. Everything else is looking pretty good. Your filter, this is your air filter. It's getting a little dirty, not too bad. Got some stuff in there. I
Wow.
suggest this at your next service. And then your cabin filter looks pretty clean. Put that back. Everything else is looking good up top. We'll go underneath and go from there.
It's
All right,
beautiful.
finishing your inspection. Everything's looking good under here. Front end's nice and tight. No play. Don't have anything leaking.
I am
Everything's looking
blown
good.
away right now.
Tires are 8/32 all the way around. Then you got 8 mil of brakes up front. Exhaust is looking good. Rear suspension is tight as well. Then you got like 7 mil of brakes in the rear. So everything under here is looking pretty good. Gonna finish up your service. get you on the alignment rack. Your advisor will be with you. Have yourself a great day.
Wow, that is keeping it real. I really like that. Thanks, Brian. That was a really good idea. Keeping it real. I mean, you can't really argue with that.
Well, think about this, man. Ford has camera glasses
Yeah.
where you can get inside of other people's heads. Or you could just do that. You could just do a phone video, you know?
So there's a
And do it.
6.7 torque.
All right, let's see what it's saying here. Cody, I can't see it. What's it say?
Stage 1, 44 inch-pounds. Stage 2, 230 degrees.
Oh, wow. A couple more turns.
It's quite a bit tighter.
Yeah, I didn't know it was that tight.
Video inspection. I like that.
So, all right, 44 inch pounds. How, try to describe that by hand. Like, how tight is that by hand? No one's going to get a torque wrench.
I can't really tell you. Well, hold on. Let's see.
Is it kind of 44 inch pounds?
You
like
got 12
it
inches
stops-
in a foot. So how many you got? How many?
I would say it's probably like till it.
You need that torque multiplier.
Well, inch pounds though, like you're talking the rubber gasket hits the mating surface, and then you just turn it a little. That'd probably be it, right?
It's only like 3.6 foot-pounds.
Corey Johnson
Yeah,
just
pretty
says,
low.
he goes, I looked up the average amount of torque a man can produce from the wrist. It's 5 to 20 Newton meters. So yeah, hand tight on the filter and you're good, I guess. Wow.
Would
can
that
dig
be
that.
good? Is that?
Well, yeah.
I mean,
Or just pull out your torque wrench and do it the way the book says to do it.
well, I don't know. Newton meters, 20 Newton meters.
You can get your sissy Fisher Price
5
tools
newts.
and let us know.
5 newts is 44 inch-pounds.
Okay.
That's good. That's good shit right there. I like that.
So, I mean, I believe it if you tighten it as hard as you can by hand.
That's what I mean.
But how,
Well, the
but
average
thing
man
is,
is 5 to 20.
I'm using a strap on a 7.3. All right, I'm not getting my hand around that. But if I get, a 6.7 one and get both hands and just get that snug, spray it off with some brake clean and some air, do that double.
no, my
Game
thing is
over.
if you're doing them all day, yeah, you can get it by hand, but you're putting extra wear and tear that you don't need to do. Maybe not for you. You're not a lube guy, but a lube
I
tech
think
has gotta-
if you torqued an oil filter in a shop, I think you'd get kicked out. I do have a customer that comes here. He always wants me to do his GT350, and he always asks that I torque it to between 16 and 18 footies, and wants me to use his oil filter wrench socket thing. So haven't been kicked out yet, but yeah, he's the only customer that actually asks me to do that.
I do it on a 7.3 because I've seen you break oil cooler housings
Oh,
when
Hugh,
someone gets them too
roughing it
tight.
out.
the old 7.3s, or
You break the the old ones. If you get them too tight, you can actually break the oil filter housing because they like lock on there.
Yeah, I've had a hard
It's
time.
pretty There's some that were pretty nasty.
Had to get it up at the top where that metal ring is, because you'll start crush that bottom. They could get all the way at the top, like where the band's at, or not the band, but like the core.
guys, I'm so dumb. I put an Amsoil oil filter on my 6.2 one time, and it looked like it started leaking within the next couple days. So I'm thinking something's wrong with the Amsoil filter. It's not on there tight, whatever. So I tightened it up some more, and it kept leaking. And it wasn't until I saw that video where A-Rod sprayed the lip because oil just sits in that lip, and I realized that I should just spray it off because it's probably just sitting there. The oil is probably just sitting by that ring.
I've Realize I just fucked up.
I'm like,
Oh, let's see what the 5.2 is.
I've always
5
hand
point-
tightened my oil
the
filters, never strap.
5.2, is that the flat crank one?
Yep.
Oh,
What do
See,
you
I would
guys think
imagine-
about toolboxes? I've been contemplating on getting another toolbox. What do you
Icon.
guys think? What would you guys get? What kind of Tulio
Oh,
box
wow.
would you guys
Oh, it's
get?
one of those.
18
Ooh.
foot-pound. 18
No,
inch
he's got an
pound.
actual filter.
no foot-pounds.
I
He's
will
got a
say, I've
2018.
torqued those caps. I've torqued
And it says
those.
right on it.
Yeah, with the 2.7, I would always torque it because
I
it
would
was that
get an-
composite. It was that composite material.
Mm-hmm.
I would get an icon box, man.
I don't know.
They're nice. And they're cheap.
Husky.
Boom.
Oh, it could be.
Yeah. Yeah.
They can have two
Mhm.
different filters
Like-
on it.
Mhm.
Look, it's got the rocket plug on it too.
No toolbox for the shop.
17 newts or 17 foot-pounds.
It's got a sticker on the filter. It says 16 to 18. Are you out of room? I am. I am currently. I guess it's up for sale for the right price. It's a Tech 1000 that I added a side cabinet. You go to my toolbox video. Pretty much show you guys what I have, and I've had it for 18 years. I didn't think I would have had it that long, but yeah, I don't need a toolbox. I would like a new toolbox. Not a big deal, but I'm kind of running out of space.
What?
Dude,
Look at
I
this.
think it's time, man. You talking about
Harbor.
the orange one you got?
Harbor
No,
Freight
my blue
stepped
one.
up. Harbor Freight stepped up their
Oh
game.
my gosh, that looks just like Snap-ons, dude. That is so funny. Like identical. It is so funny. So how much are
Oh,
those?
wow.
That's $7,000 right there. Wow. Wow.
7,000.
That's like a whole setup right there. Look at that. Hutch, cabinet, side cart cabinet. Wow.
Stainless, work light, and keys.
I got an Epic and got rid of my maximizer. Kick myself every day. Wow.
Harbor Freight really stepped up their website.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. How deep is that?
Uh,
Up, Kim Cotton coming through.
25 deep.
Ford Boss coming through.
That's the
Like
only
that blue.
bad. That's the only bad part that I don't like about them. They're not as deep.
Damn, I know. I remember your box, man. Now look at this. This is my buddy with the dump truck. He's got a maximizer. Look at how long that thing is. Double lockers on the side. Holy for holies.
See, but here's the best part: if you
a
qualify
bad
for their
bitch right
credit
there.
card, no interest. And
No. I'll see if this works.
See what I think these Snap-on ones are like 30 deep, aren't they?
yeah,
I need that deal like Ford Boss got on his Mac one. That was what's up.
I mean that is
Oh,
a loaded one
There's
too.
an
That-
ambulance in there.
Yeah, it's DPF is plugged. Yeah, you could watch the numbers just start to climb, almost peg out, just sitting there idling. Unplug
Wow.
everything,
look at the
Just
green.
disconnect it, and runs like a rape tape.
Oh dang. Dang, that's like a freaking CAD drawing. Or Wow.
Huh?
I like the blue and the green.
You need a socket?
Yeah, the green looks dope.
I mean, that's a totally decked out one though. I mean, you could lose the top, lose the side locker,
The side locker's pretty cool though. I mean,
or you could go
That's-
double side lockers.
damn. What does
Well,
it show? Like, what would the other side would be like if you open up that locker? Or would
I
it be
don't
the
think
same?
Before his car down there?
I don't think it shows inside of it,
On the, oh, maybe the thing's covering it.
but if you actually look here, it's just shows.
Oh, there
the
you
side.
go. I see. Okay.
They're
okay.
modular. They're modular, so
Wow. What kind of toolbox are you guys running? You guys got toolbox at home?
I would have bought this if I didn't bought my cornwall.
Wow.
Kind of pissed that I bought my cornwall because I could have, for the price I paid for my cornwall, I could have got this whole setup.
I got a
Big diesel
Husky.
6.7.
There's the Husky right there.
Getting a code saying my camera needs calibration, but it's working fine and has the grid lines. Was replaced under warranty. Thoughts? They maybe didn't do a LIN module calibration. You can do that with Forescan.
I'll
On
be
the
getting rid
topic-
of my cornwall when I build my shop because I need more room.
Do you have a locker on yours, Ford Boss, or no?
Nah. I just have 4 toolboxes.
On the topic of cameras, did you guys know Ford has a dash camera kit that you can get from the accessory site?
Yeah, but it's not made by Ford. It's made by some other company.
So what I was seeing is it's not made by Ford, but if you go directly to the other company, you can get way better specs. The one at Ford is like a 720. If you go to that company, it's like a 4K camera.
But does
But
that
I
mess
don't-
with the network But does that mess with the network in any way? That's probably why Ford's not
Maybe.
using it.
Maybe I don't know if, obviously I don't have the actual kit here, but I see it on the site and it looks like it comes with some kind of a harness. So maybe it wires cleaner or something. But they have levels. They have like forward facing, and then they have like a whole deal where it's forward facing and
Dang.
rear facing.
Dang, look at Fred. This is Fred's setup. Dang, he's got a triple bank with double lockers. That's a bad bitch.
Let me see if
Here
I
you
can
go.
pull.
Look at Fred's. This is
Hey, what you
Fred's.
doing with a rear end for, boss?
This is that
Dang.
this is that rear end you guys have been waiting on for me to finish up for the last 2 months. The parts finally came in. And what ended up happening is they got a lot of water in the rear end. I mean, it was full of water. It was in the axle tubes. The axle tubes had so much water in them that they started building up mounds of like flaky material that was coming off, and I had to rod the axle tubes out and then clean them out and keep rodding them to get all of the rust and the buildup and the milky substance out of the entire rear assembly. And the locker, it looks like somebody has been keeping this locker engaged
Look at that thing.
because the locker tabs on the top and bottom that keep it stationary, kind of keep it in its place, have been jamming into the housing over and over and over and over and over again. And it wore away part of the teeth on both sides and put indentations inside the housing that I was able to clean up some to install all the new parts.
Why do I feel like I can smell the rear end dope?
Because you can.
I feel
Yeah.
like I can smell it.
I've smelled worse. This was more like watery, milky gear oil than like burnt, nasty, so it's not as bad.
Okay.
I mean, you can see what was happening. Pretty obvious. A lot of e-locker.
These
The
seals-
Ford boss, did you ever find out who makes Ford oil filters? Is it indeed Purelator?
So I messaged the engineering team at Purelator twice, and I've got no response back. So I'm gonna have to actually call and sit on hold for a while. And the unfortunate thing is, it's hard for me to do that when I'm on the clock unless I set the phone right here and leave it on hold or while I'm waiting, because on the weekends they're closed. This was the axle seal. They're so rotten and rusted.
Ugh.
And look at the pull through of my heavy duty seal puller. It just kept breaking right through the metal and would not pull the seal out at all. I had to take my air hammer with a long chisel and stay away from it kind of on an angle and control it. And I had to buzz these out of the housing because they were so stuck in there. The trans guy, he was like, "Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?" I said, "I'm working, man. I don't come over there and tell you how to do transits. You don't come over here and tell me how to do rear ends, damn it." So he says, "Nah, just grab the axle. And when you grab the axle, pull it out, stick it up in the air and just barely catch the lip with the axle. And you can actually just tilt the axle down with the weight of it and it'll pull the seal right out for you. You need a tool. You don't need
Really?
nothing." I said, "Okay, you got it figured out. Show me real quick then." The other side's still in. He goes over there and he's pulling on it. And he's pulling on it and the seal's starting to bow out. And the metal's not wanting to release from it. I said, "Oh, say it ain't so. You will not go. Now let me do it my way."
I'm excited for you guys. I had a opportunity this week to do back-to-back worn winch installs. One was on a tremor, one was not. Both were on the window sticker as a option. I was able to film it. I've heard nothing but complaints from other people regarding dealerships installing the winch and not being correct, and it looked great. I was really really proud with how it turned out. I think the customer is the main focal point is going to be walking around the front of that truck and looking at his winch. It's going to make it or break it. $80,000 for the one, $83,000 for the one truck. Took me a little longer than expected, but it came out really nice. Looked 100% factory. They should have did it at the factory, but it came out nice. I was real proud of it.
Look at this.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
Yum,
Oh.
yum.
All the way around both sides. And then the pinion bearing out front has so much rusty gear oil and pitted rust all over the face of it. It's all down inside the bearing on the rollers and everything else. It's disgusting. It looks like somebody's been driving in water. So what I do is I grab the hose and I'll feel for it all the way up, see if there's any cracks in it, see if it's broken anywhere, disconnected. Then I'll pull it off and make sure it's cleared out. And everything was fine, but somebody had this in oil or in water.
Wow.
all right. People are checking in with gas, with diesel prices. We're doing that check-in. I didn't even start it. Tom Jubb, he's ranking it off. We got 529 Shelby Township, Michigan. I'm at 519 in Detroit. We got 569 in Florida. What else do we got? Project Amateur, what up? Aaron, what's that thing you said you may order for your truck that Tremors have? You said something about being able to see it next to the bumper. I'll show you right now. So I'm not going to give you any part numbers or anything yet. Okay, this is for the driver's side. I want you to envision, all right. You have the tire, right? and the fender and where the fender and the bumper meet. The cavity right in front of the tire, so where you would drain the coolant, all right? This is the fender right here. This is the bumper. Fender, bumper, this goes in. The tire would be right here. We'd be rolling the tire towards us. And this is pretty much blocking, right here would be the bottom side of the headlight. So it's a piece of plastic. It was real cheap. Got a couple of push pins. Pay attention. It's a big rectangle of where these are going. There you go, big rectangle with the push pins. If you go look at the bracket right behind the bumper, you'll actually see the 4 holes that were already there. I didn't even know what these were for until one of my customers was like, hey, I was on the trimmer forum and I went and got these. And I'm like, you know what? I don't think my community knows about these. They were, like I said, they were cheap. Just one more thing to protect crap from getting in there. I did have to, Ken Cotton. He has these on his truck. I never knew what these were. I was down in Pittsburgh and actually had to look at his truck for a coolant leak. And now after the fact was wondering, I was like, what the hell are these things? I can't even get my hand in here to drain your petcock. These were on here. So stay tuned. I will be making a video showing you guys exactly what they are, what the price is, what the part numbers are. So that's it right there. Good question. There is actually another guy. I feel bad because this was months ago. I just looked at it. I don't ever think about it when I'm doing the live stream on the spot. This gentleman here, I think he is on Facebook. I'd have to look him up. His name's Kevin. He's from Kentucky. He 3D prints stuff. No, Instagram. I wrote down Instagram. He 3D prints stuff, and he had a good idea. I don't know if you guys ever remember me talking about this, but he 3D printed this for the fuel cap. Okay, this is a piece of plastic. This would be double-sided taped to someplace on your filler door, and your fuel cap would sit in here while you're fueling up.
While you're putting your gas in your diesel spot?
Yeah. Now, if you guys want info on that, I can put a link in the, not a link, but I can put his info. I don't know. I thought it was cool. I haven't yet put it on. I've actually kind of forgot about it. I really apologize. It was just sitting up here actually with all this other stuff. So another thing
cool.
that came in, I'm super excited. For one, I don't know if you guys are using this stuff. Not only AMSoil, but dude, these bags are freaking awesome. Why hasn't everybody jumped on the bandwagon and gotten bags for all their fluids, doing rear axle fluid? But AMSoil did. My Banks cover finally came in. Check it out.
Oh,
Check it out. This is the M275. Pretty stoked. I'm gonna do an install video for you guys. Check out. It's got a press-in O-ring gasket.
I should go get the TCI trans pan and show you what it looks like.
Ooh. Check it. Pretty cool. It's got a sight glass. You guys can see that. Project
I'm sorry.
Amateur.
I'm sorry, guys. I gotta go.
What up?
I gotta sign out.
DS is dipping out.
He's getting sleepy.
Sleepy DS.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
You act like you're a new guy. Shut up.
Thanks, guys.
Next time.
All right. See you next time.
See ya.
Peace out.
I 3D printed this. Do you know what that is?
Let me see.
I 3D printed this.
I don't know what that is.
Mhm.
Looks like a pinion flange holder.
Ah, Cody's been around the block a couple times. Yeah, I
Never
made
done
this.
that.
I made this so I could bolt it right to it, and when it comes up, it touches the exhaust and it stops, and then I don't need a second person holding it, and then I get this big body on that big long 40-some inch. Come on, 25-inch pound or inch. I feel like I'm gonna shit myself by the time I'm done.
Let's see. I'm looking for.
I was right
Herbie.
on the money this time. You know, normally you gotta torque a little bit, check what your turning torque is, go back, torque a little bit, check.
Mhm.
This time I gave it a few good, like I was gonna crap my pants, and on the third or fourth time,
You know,
went to do
spot
my
on.
turn. I went to go do my turning torque, and I was like,
Mhm.
done.
Let's see.
Gotta
Tell
get
you
that
what,
old man.
I wouldn't want to set up an axle without all the special tools, like the pinion depth tool and all that. I wouldn't want to do it without it. After doing it at the shop with all the right tools, it makes life so much easier.
Yeah, yeah. And then I looked at what would it cost me to get that 8.8 setup aftermarket? It's still like $600 for the kit or something like that. So I'm like, you know what? When I do mine, I'm lucky I work at a Ford dealer.
Right? It's stupid expensive for those tools.
Yeah, and they're
Yeah, it really is.
precise. A lot of guys, they give me grief on my YouTube channel. They're, oh man, I ain't never had to do nothing like that. I get these old man bear paws out and I feel this and I feel that, and I'm right on the money. 30,000 miles later, axles getting rear ends getting rebuilt again. See ya.
Dun 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 dun.
I've been running mine with all new gear set, bearings, shims, everything, using the kit Cody's talking about. And I've put 50,000 miles on it, beat the living hell out of it. Not a single sound, not a single issue, no noise, no nothing like that, because I did it right the first time.
It takes a little longer to set it up, but it's worth it in the end.
Oh yeah, on the money. You're gonna know
Um,
exactly what you need.
I'm
A
looking.
lot of the times, if you use the same bearings and use the same Ford bearings, there's hardly any adjustment you need to make because usually they go right back in.
A lot of guys will say, that's that new compressor we just got, some big giant bulky electronic panel controlled something. Anyway, a lot of guys will take the old pinion bearing off and reuse that shim because it was set properly from the factory.
I did.
And they will reuse the old shims on the carrier shims, or they'll mic them and get another one of the same set coming, and it almost slides in perfectly every single time. There's no guesswork.
On the 10.5s that I've done, that's exactly what I've done. It's perfect.
Matthew Pert has a question. I know at least two of you work at dealerships. How many 6.7 timing covers leak under 100,000 miles? I have never did a timing cover on a 6.7. Bottom line.
I've only
Rare.
seen, even on the older ones, I've never seen the timing covers. It was either like the vacuum pump or like the upper oil pan or something like that, but not a timing cover.
Timing covers are super rare.
Our F450 has a Detroit locker. Our 16 has limited slip. Not impressed. Is there an upgrade? Through Ford? No. If you went to, like a Weller truck, I'm sure they probably could fab something up for you, a custom setup.
I'm a fan of the torsion rear ends. I think the torsions are probably where it's at now.
6-7 timing covers, depends on the tech working on it. You damn right. I have a couple of guys coming out here in the beginning of May. Second week and third week, I have a gentleman and his wife coming from South Carolina. We're going to be going through his truck, doing some computer work, really get into some of the numbers and stuff going in regen. He wants to know what is going on with regen, what his temps are doing, what is it all meaning for him as an owner. He's going to visit the body shop. He wants to see what his frame is measuring out. He got into a little fender bender and wants to make sure nothing's tweaked or whacked out of spec. This man knows his truck and he knows what it should be. He just can't physically see how straight it is. So that's where we're going to put it on the machine and see what the dilly is. Going to hang out, going to do some fellowshipping, see what else he's going to have going on here on this side of town. I got another gentleman coming from Maine, all the way from Maine. We're going to do some installation of some gauges. We are going to install a new radio. What else are we going to do? Hammer down. Every SD needs more lights. Speaking of lights, I totally forgot about those lights until I just saw hammer down. Oh, 813 is going to be like, where's this guy at, man? Way cool. I'm excited for those two guys to come out. Speaking of hammer down, in Pittsburgh, I just spoke to a Pittsburgh police officer today that wants to get forescanned. He's got a 22 and wants to, peace out, Brandon, and wants to get some odds and ends. A lot of people refer to Hammer Down's video that I was able to make with him in Philly when I was at Limitless's. It was a simple, just a real quick, easy change for some foreskin stuff for him on his truck, and everybody seemed to want to get on the bandwagon. So make sure to check that out. I have my info. He's got my info there. We can remote in, get you hooked up. Two Dog Garage, dumb but simple question. When is DEF sprayed into the exhaust system? Well,
As in location or as in
like the
Like-
timing?
Programming wise, yeah.
All the time?
Yeah. There's going to be, remember we talked about the two different types of regen. It's going to use
That's
that.
just spraying all the time.
Yeah. But I mean,
Yes.
if you do an active regen, we may have a different concentration versus it just, I don't know what those exact milliliter amounts are, but you dig those?
Lotusols?
You dig them?
Yeah, dude.
The VCM light uses your cell phone. Fred,
VCM light.
it's cell phone based.
I would dig it.
You should see the test, the test that they do with these.
You just heard about the VCM light today?
They be cell phone based.
Watch. All right, killer, relax. See if I can find a rotor. This guy's got to have a damn rotor down here. I don't see no rotors. What the hell? Here we go.
Cheerio.
Here we go.
What do we got? Oh. What? Wow.
It'll hold 450, 550 rotors. I mean, we had a stock of diesel rotors down there. I mean, we get 650s in here. The guy came in there and was like, watch this. And he took that big giant ass rotor and stuck it right to it and walked away. I was like, what the hell?
Wow.
And then you get,
Oh, you got the same oil change bin. Yeah. Yeah. We're undergoing some major construction right now. So what's that brown? Is that a brown box or a brown cart?
yeah, this is one of the semi-skilled new ones.
No, that's kind of cool. I've never seen
Yeah,
that color before. It's like a coffee
it's-
color.
It's like one of their, I don't think it's like brand new, but I think it's part of their newer line. It's got the flip up top for like a laptop and all that other stuff.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, he's moving on up. They got him swamped with all these damn tow links for the Explorers and stuff now every single day. Just piles
Oh,
and
man. What are you guys using for air hoses? You guys let me know in the comments. Are you guys using, some bullshit hoses, or what I have is the Flexzilla one. I
Flexzilla.
refuse. Yeah, I refuse to use the blue ones. They're just absolutely atrocious.
I had,
Um,
because of the amount of work that I do, I had Valvoline come out and install this heavy duty stuff. This is all like that new Goodyear line or whatever.
Okay.
I didn't want that cheap crap like this that the quick lane uses, like that blue hose right there, or this junk like this. I said, no, if you're gonna put one in for me, then I want a good one. I don't want no crap. So they put this industrial one in here.
I don't really have much that's air anymore. Other than tire gauges and die grinder.
What year is that ambulance?
Oh, I don't know. Looks like it has the older. Is that the older lights?
6.7.
mm, 12.
Lima duty.
2012.
Oh, not Lima duty. Wow. Surprised it's still breathing.
We're doing some upgrades around here as well. One of the main things is I almost busted my ass right there because
that
of
blue
this
toolbox.
tow link recall. This is new.
Oh, wow.
It feeds the one in the back now because this is set at 175. That one's set at 150.
Damn.
It
There's some
feeds
big
in-
boys.
Yeah, this has only been here like 2 days.
Oh,
3
wow.
days. Auto shut off. If the oil gets too low or anything like that, it'll automatically shut off. Then because of all the diesel stuff we've been getting in here, and a lot of the bigger trucks, especially lifted trucks and things like that, that we can't do certain alignments and stuff on because that old rotten rack is probably 30, 35 years old. It ain't no good. Hunter came out here and they said they've probably been here 3 or 4 times in the last 15 years, 20 years, trying to sell a new alignment rack, but we have new ownership now. And those guys were like, no, get that old crap out of here. And they got us the big, now 14 or 15,000 pound one going in now.
Could you just drive right through on that hoist right there if you wanted
Yeah.
to?
Yeah, you just pull right in, jump right on this hoist that has auto locking plates, electronic release plates. So there's no more pins. There's no more none of that stuff. You can move the
wow.
control head up here wherever you want, and you put it exactly where you want. It zeroes itself. It's got now along the ramps, there are built-in lights, LED lights. So as you're working, the bottom of the truck is lit up front and back.
And that's a Hunter
Wow.
one? Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're big. They're made for I think 650s or up to 650, 750s or whatever.
What?
Yeah.
I know they're gonna have some Hunter thing. You like drive right through it or right by it, and
That's what
it
this,
measures the alignment of the vehicle.
well, that's
Oh
what this,
wow! No way! Look at that! You got that hanging up there, huh?
well, this originally was the Hunter Hawkeye, where you just literally drive right in. As soon as your rear wheel hits right there, no, your front wheel hits right there, you know to stop. You jump out real quick. You grab these quick connects, boop, 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 all 4 tires. Hit the green button on the machine
Wow!
there. It tells you exactly where everything is ballpark, and then you drive right out. You get a complete.
Unreal.
But now this one
Gosh.
has different extenders for if you have trucks with rims, if you have upgraded ones that have big, huge tires and stuff, you can put the different setup on it.
No, that's the cat's ass. That's what's up.
And then they have the really big rims where you need the extra spacers and stuff on. So it's you adjust it to how you want it, and it knows exactly where it's supposed to be.
Can I get one at Harbor Freight? No.
This is like 80 grand plus or something for this.
Tow and go, baby. Yeah, Hunter does make some nice equipment.
The truck shop where I worked, we had the pit where you drove on those 2 little short, the 2 little short extension ramps where you got your
Mhm.
front tires on, and we go down on the pit. That was
And then-
interesting.
These the rotary battery lifts. Maybe somebody's here that hasn't seen them yet. These are money for the big trucks.
Oh, the
These-
columns, yeah.
They save so much time. Like if you're
Oh,
pulling in
wait,
a big-
wait, hold on. Go back. What are we doing right here?
With this,
Yeah.
this whole subframe's got to come out of here. It's all rotted out.
Oh man.
Nice.
Wow, got a hole
Yeah.
right in it.
The bolts wouldn't come out. They had to be chopped out of here. Well, he was trying to chop them out of here, and then they had to bring the torch over here and cut them out, because this is the first one where we actually couldn't use heat and big 3/4 guns and everything else to get it out. It started spinning the collar, snapped the bolt here, but it still wouldn't come out because it's froze up inside here. So then you had to cut up above it, and now we're going to have to. Last time we had one this bad, it was this section right here.
That's
We
the
actually had-
worst.
We actually had to have a company that specializes in frame repair take a frame horn that they ordered through Ford and refabricate and weld back in this whole entire front section,
Wow.
because it ate up that whole entire housing area when they were trying to take the bolts and studs and everything out of there.
Question, any idea why my 0560 makes a clunking sort of noise when I'm going up a hill and I'm going about 60? When it's downshifting, if I get ahead of the shift, it's all good. Clunking sort of noise?
What is
Hmm.
this? What is this?
60.
60, 350, only about 100, I think 114,000 miles or something on it.
Oh,
And we're actually going through, because this thing is so clean that I'm talking frame and everything. It's still got the factory undercoating with just barely peeling off certain sections underneath it. No rot, no bolt rot, not a single thing in here stuck in this frame. Like this, whoever owned this before was very, very meticulous with keeping brakes and rotors and shocks changed all the time. It's got new springs up front. This thing is just meticulously taken care of. nothing falling apart, nothing cracked. The interior is just perfect in this thing.
How much they selling it for?
I don't know that yet because we just got it. It even has
Oh,
The
wow,
ramp-
with a Tommy gate and shit.
the Tommy, and it all functions. Everything works.
Wow, you don't see it too many of them unless it's a, straight up work truck. I like the black wheels.
Yeah. The guy. So what we noticed was there was a leak up here, but when we went to get into it, they checked this cooler assembly up here and noticed it was really sooty, and it was starting to get to the point where whoever bought this was going to have a problem. So he said, you know what? Let's pull it all out of there. Let's get it all cleaned out. Let's just go back with new seals, new everything, and do it right instead of chancing a customer complaint or somebody getting ticked off and coming back. Let's just do it right. New everything.
Look at them columns. What's that say on there? Rotary lift. Damn.
Rotary lift Flex Max.
Those
And
are
you
the
can
bad.
put, you can put one of these ambulances on here. You can put 550 on here, 650 on here. Doesn't matter what it is. Each one of these handle, I think, like 14,000 pound capacity a piece. And
Those are good for Machi's doing batteries because you don't have to use the hoist adapters.
That's how I lifted the 05 GT.
these
Hey,
all
look, there's the
come-
Machi's table.
Yeah, that's the Mach-E table that we use for everything else. These have all kinds of different adapters as well. There's a, what did he call this? This was a
Just for the cab.
cab off extensions. You got your mini extensions here. You got your taller ones for the bigger trucks that have to be up in the air higher, that come down only a certain height, and they're spring loaded. The bigger ones help you, so you ain't got to pick it up yourself because it's too tall. So it'll actually help you lift it. And then there is a roll cart of extensions for front and back. If you don't want to lift it by the wheels, and you need to do work around the wheels, you can pull all four wheels off and roll this out and lift up the front and back of the vehicle by the frame.
Okay.
These are the adapters that go in, which two of them lift 28,000 pounds. So you hook one of these up with whatever extensions you need, grab the front of the truck, the back of the truck, just lift it straight up in the air.
I haven't seen it done yet, but I would do it.
Oh, we've done it. But the problem is when you get something that's like this long, like this 6.0 or something even longer, which this is a pretty long truck. You can almost see a little bit of flex in the center as you're picking it up, and you're like, I don't know about that. So you get it up in the air, get it where you want it, and then you go get those big stands as like a support to put just under the center of the frame and kind of let some of the pressure down on it, even everything out, and then you're good. All four corners are clear and you can do your work.
Guy
Yeah,
says, I have a question. Should I take delivery of my 2022 or roll my order over to a 23? I'm not in terrible need of a truck because I'm still driving around my 19. I don't know anything about 23s. Millie, if you're going to get a truck, get it, because that might be
You
a
don't know.
problem.
Yeah, you don't know when you're going to have another opportunity. Have you guys seen this for electrical work? I just picked this up inside the cab. It's the Powerstroke Pro Solder 50, but it's battery operated, and it's like
Really?
instantaneous. You're not waiting for butane or anything like that. Flip it up to click it on, hit the button, powers the light up, and within like 5 to 6 seconds, this thing's already smoking like you can't even touch the tip of it.
Where'd you get this from?
See, it's already smoking.
Wow.
It's ready to roll. And it's immediate contact inside here. So as soon as you lock the head in, one like 90 turn, it's ready to roll. And it comes with all the different types of, you get bigger soldering tips. You got like a cigarette lighter coil thing. I don't know what the hell you'd use that for.
That Brillo pad, though, that's where it's at.
And then when you snap the cap back on, it's got a safety tab on it that automatically puts this in the off position so you don't forget.
Where'd you get that? The tool truck?
Yeah, he had it, and I've been looking for it for a while because I'm doing a lot of electrical repairs. And the butane, if you get too close, the exhaust port will burn some of the wires next to it, burn your hand, whatever it may be. So I said, you know what? I I need something for the interior, and this thing.
I like the
nice.
Power Pro brand.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you have the actual Power Probe, like, you know, that you can use with the, like the long ass cord? You got one? Dope.
This is the one with the flip face, though. This is not just the basic one. This is the one that has a couple more. I think it's not the top one, but it's next to the top one or something like that.
The
This one
split face?
It's well, I got the damn Power Probe in the town car right now. I was doing some work at home, but it's the green one that has an angled face. So if you're underneath the vehicle and you're looking at it weird, you can actually rotate the face 180 degrees so you can look at it and see exactly what's going on. So you're not looking at it upside down.
Matthew Pert says, A-Rod, if you have a 6.7 complete drop-in, do you remove the intakes and turbo and use a turbo mounting to lift the engine in place, or is there a special bracket for the 6.7 to install? I usually use a chain. If you get it complete, there's usually big arms like this, and they have holes in them, and I'll just chain it from hole to hole and pluck it out that way. And it'll usually want to, you know, sag to the back. So I'll wind up ratchet strapping the front and have it, you know, sit down as level as I can as it sits into the chassis. But no, I'm not taking the turbo off and taking all that. It depends. If the cab's off, yeah. But obviously if I'm doing like a partial cab lift, then no, I have to use the plate. Oh, the cordless ones. Okay. True that. The ones from Ford don't come with brackets.
That I've ever done has had them.
But we have, I mean, let me look at my short that I made. I'm pretty sure that the one that I was showing you guys, it had the big brackets on it. That's not my job. That's one of my coworkers, but that's a fully dressed one.
Look at this. I want to show you something real quick too while we're here. You guys, we talk about parts shortage and getting delivery of parts, and you guys waiting for your stuff. We have a 14 white 6.2 liter Raptor here. This guy's been waiting on an engine for about 6 months. Here. Where is it at? They move it already? There was an engine here earlier today, and it showed up on the truck. The guy brings it through here. He drops it off. This is the scrape marks from that engine right here on the ground.
Damn.
It came in with the bottom falling out of it. This is the bottom to the box right here that was left over. The box was ripped open. The top was crushed in. This is part of the pallet that had all fallen apart and fell through the bottom of the box. The cooler was snapped inside. The valve cover had a crack.
Yeah.
The engine was all turned over inside the crate. And they're like, what the hell are we going to do with this? We cannot.
Look at all those special tools.
We cannot put this. We're going to refuse the item. I'm sorry. The customer's been waiting 6 months, but he didn't pay for a broken, damaged engine.
Right.
This all happened from point A to point B.
The logistics.
Oh, here it is right here. It's right in front of me. I walk right by it.
Oh
Oh,
my
shit.
gosh. What the fuck? Yeah, I think they did stack in transit. That's messed up.
Yeah. It was all falling over inside the box. It's not even, it's supposed to be sitting over here centered. It's sitting like it's about to fall off of the oil filter's crushed in. The cooler's broken. The nipples going into the cooler are all crushed. Yeah. This is the type of stuff we're dealing with right now. And it's a lot of people get mad at us at the dealer and they want to scream and yell at us, but we can't control this kind of stuff. Nothing we can do about that.
Not a dang thing. The orange engine light comes on. Hello, guys. I have a 2010 F-250 with a 6.4 with 171,267 miles. The orange engine light comes on. Had it checked at AutoZone. They said something about fuel pressure sensor. Is that something I can do myself? Buddy, I'm sorry, but you're
Sounds like a
gonna
bad
need,
day.
yeah, you're gonna need a hell of a lot more info than that. A fuel pressure sensor? Hmm. We need to know the number code.
I hate to say it. I'm not trying to take anything away from AutoZone, but I kind of am at the same time. The first problem was going to AutoZone to get the code checked.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a resource to get an idea. But what they do, I was a supervisor there. I know how it is. So it's not even like I'm talking about this with no experience. So they'll come in, they take the code, they punch it into the computer, and it generates a list of what it could be. And they say, here you go, figure it out, order all this stuff, maybe you'll get it right.
Yeah, it's gonna be you need an oxygen sensor. All right, guys. We'll oxygen sensor this till next week. I appreciate you guys all tuning in. We're going to hopefully have some install videos coming soon on some of the products that I have not shown you yet. We're getting excited. You guys got issues? Let me know. Reach out to me. Make sure to check out Ford Boss Me and DS and CP. I appreciate you guys all checking in. No comment. B, Alex, Matthew. We'll touch you guys all later.